Cliff from the San Francisco area. Cliff listens on KFAX, a great station up there in Northern California. Hi, Cliff. Welcome to New Life.
Hi, Steve. Hello, Sherry and Milo.
Hello.
I've got an interesting problem. I have prayed for a number of years for God to send me a mentoree, somebody who I can use my experience to help teach them.
Yeah.
And he sent me about 3 months ago a coworker who's an unbeliever, but is going through more severe marriage problems than I have.
Okay.
Which is saying something.
Okay.
So I'll give you the skeleton, and I know a lot of details if you want more. But basically, he and his wife lived together for 9 years, had a child, then got married. That was 8 years ago. 5 years ago, they had a second child. The wife moved into the second bedroom with the baby, and the older child and my friend moved in the master bedroom. About 3 months ago, my friend had been asking his wife, is there something wrong? Basically, I want to get you back with me. And she's been telling him no, no, no. And finally she blew up and said, can't you see, I've totally lost all feeling for you. I'm going to be moving out. And then 2 weeks ago, so in other words, 2.5 months after her big blow up, she did move out. This whole 3 months, I've been counseling him basically, be patient, don't do anything rash. Told him that it would probably be a minimum of 6 months before things would start getting better. And I'm looking for advice from you on if I'm giving him bad advice or any suggestions that you might have about what I could tell him. The biggest single problem he has is he seems to be unable to keep from asking his wife on a daily basis if her feelings for him have changed.
Yeah, right. Okay. What do you guys think? I mean, here we're counseling a guy to counsel a guy, and he's really wanting to help, and I think you're very perceptive in that asking her if her feelings have changed on a daily basis is not going to be helpful at all. Now, I just want to give the Grizzly Adams approach to this situation. And I think your man,
Sure.
rather than asking if this little wimpiness of, oh, your feelings changed for me, I think he needs to go hunting. I think he needs to stand up and be a man. She needs to see the masculine side of him, that he's not laying around the house like a wet cat. He gets the child out of the bedroom there. He starts to do manly things and have an identity that she can relate to other than what she's seen before. Just the fact that a man would allow his wife to move into the other bedroom and have the daughter move in with him, there is a sign of a lack of leadership that needs to take place. And I think she needs to see more of the masculine, manly side of him, while at the same time being sensitive to who she is and her needs, and listening if she'll ever say anything helpful. That's just my one-sided perspective. Let's hear from Sherry and Mylon. What do you guys think?
Well, there's a pattern of avoidance. They were married, they were together 9 years before, they get married. And they only get married because they have a baby. So really what this guy has said to this woman is, I'm not really sure how committed I am to you. And he's now reaping the consequences of a lack of commitment.
So true.
And she senses this over a cumulative series of years. So really, he has to go back and do some backtracking. And if you really want to help him, I would say you go back to the beginning. You probably haven't felt like I was really committed to you from a long, long time ago. Tell me about that. And so they're going to have to do some hard repair work to go back and actually try to restore. What was it about this man, Cliff, your mentoree, who couldn't make commitments? Sherry, what would you add to that?
Yeah, and you said she's moved out now?
She had moved out about 2 weeks ago.
Okay. With the child, or?
Well, she takes him on some nights, and he takes him on other nights, and he's trying to get her, he's really pushing her to go for a schedule because he needs stability, and the boys need stability
right.
too.
So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Part of the reason I think you called today is because it sounds like you're treading water a bit with this couple, like feeling like you're in over your head. Is that right?
Well, I'm not qualified to
I
do
get
regular
it.
counseling. He's getting regular counseling, and yes, basically, I'm looking for some reassurance, but also for
So
any
they're
suggestions that I didn't come up with.
got it. So they're in couple counseling right now?
No, she won't go to counseling. She says she might later. She's gone from saying absolutely not to saying after I get my life on an even keel.
Okay. So, but they're with a counselor who could do couple therapy at some point.
Yes, and he has invited her. She just is avoiding it.
Yeah. Well, I think you're doing a great job of supporting him. I think the guys are right. Is he just needs to step to the plate. And I think if he wants to have these visits, he needs to require something of her. He needs to say, hey, it's not a formal separation right now. She just moved out 2 weeks. So I would say he doesn't need to make it comfortable for her. Right now is not a time for him to make it comfortable for her.
And I just think the best thing you can do, since he's your mentee, is that you ask him to go to a baseball game, you ask him to do manly things with you, and in conversation, you just affirm his manhood. But, you know, I don't think you're going to be able to help them if he's not under the care of a really good counselor that could see both of them eventually.
And I would be very careful not to give him any artificial timetables that create some false sense of hope. We have no idea what she'll feel in 3 months or 6 months. Okay.
Right.
Sorry, we're just out of time. But just for saying thanks to you, let me send you a copy of Mylan's book, How We Love. I think it'll help you be a better mentor. It would be great for every mentor. They would truly understand the person that they're mentoring if they could read about these 6 different imprints or styles that people fall into. You know, we always talk about the vacillator and the narcissist, but there are 4 others. They are...
Well, you have the secure. Then you have the
what?
Secure connector.
The secure connector.
That's one attachment,
Yeah.
love style. Avoider, pleaser, vacillator, controller, victim.
Yeah. All right. Maybe you heard yourself in that and you'd like to pick up a copy of How We Love. Also,